Could this be a situation that is preventable? See, now we know that infant formula is not available to our babies, and baby need that to survive because baby need that. Basically, that's their food supply, that's their food source. Although I know some would debate me on this and say, well, it is natural for a woman to breastfeed and so forth. Yes, it is natural for a woman to breastfeed, and I feel that every woman should breastfeed, but there are complications where some women can't because they can't produce it, or some may have cancer, or whatever the circumstance. Some that work and they're not able to produce the fact of the milk and so forth. So that is the source that they lean towards. But here's the thing. Now, could this be a preventable thing? Because the government, see, we know that they had already had the farmers to ruin the crops. Now, we know a situation with the Democrat and the Republicans where the Democrats wanted abortions. They pretty much rally for that. And the Republicans, they stand on no abortion, right? So could it be that they're saying, okay, so since y'all want babies and y'all don't want to give the people the option to have an abortion, then we're going to cut off the food supply. Now, I'm not sure if that's true, but we know we're dealing with the government and how they are. So if they can cut off the food supply, as in telling farmers to destroy their crops, meaning things that we need to survive on, such as food, such as plants and such as vegetables, fruit, so forth and so on, grains, all these things, right? So what makes you think that they couldn't come and talk to these manufacturers, those that are in high power, and say, look, we'll give you $1 billion, but we need you to do this. You got to remember, for the love of money is the root of all evil. And they will pretty much accept. Because why? Because they like money. But here's the thing. They say that it's caused by a supply of chain issues due to a recall of several formulas that has been contaminated, right? And it has been contaminated due to the FDA. They closed the plants because there was 4 babies infected and 2 babies died and so forth. As they said, it was contracted by an infection, a bacterial infection. So here's the thing. We have to understand that these are little babies. Now, how are babies supposed to get their food? But see, here's the thing I want you guys to pay attention to. Watch this, right? They say milk is good, right? So why babies can't have milk? Because that milk that they supply, that they give you, is really not good, right? Because milk should be the same as, okay, a baby should be able to, because babies have milk after 1 year old, then they get off the formula, then they turn to milk and so forth. Then, they can start gradually having little mashed food and so forth. So here's the thing. We got to remember they're dealing with God's children. These are his babies, right? And I want to take you to Matthew 19 and we're going to go to 14. And it says, then Jesus said, let the little children come to me and do not hinder them, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these. Now, you're hindering these babies due to the fact that of your own political gains or whatever statement that you're trying to make. Maybe the government is behind this, right? But here's the thing. If the baby's been having so much of this formula throughout the centuries, right? So why is it a situation now? When this issue come up about abortion, and why is this situation come about now? Now that rings an alarm, and that's a little bit suspicious, and that's a little suspicious as well. So, but I want to take you to Psalms, and we're going to go to 39, and I want to read from 13. For you created the innermost being, you knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. These are beautiful children, and they're innocent. So why do they have to get caught up in this political thing upon it? So now they're shifting from different countries, I guess, where they're getting this formula, and not even people in the United States even receiving this formula, but they're taking care of the illegals first. So to me, that lets me know that it's a more sinister agenda behind all this. And let's go to Psalms 127. I want to take you to 3. Sons are a heritage from the Lord. Children, a reward from him. Children are a reward. Children are precious. He knew us in the womb before we were born. So that means that the Lord has created all of us, right? And he didn't want his babies to be created to come into this world already to come into starvation, because they can't get proper formula that they need. This is how they survive. This is how babies grow, right? But here's the thing. How did it get contaminated, right? So what is it that, what's coming into your plan. So if you was taking it serious with the coronavirus when it was happening, did that mean you should have been taking all type of precautions, meaning that it shouldn't have been contaminated, it shouldn't be any type of bacterial infections or anything, meaning that what, you're not keeping your plant clean, or what, the type of workers you got working for you. So what is the problem now that it wasn't a problem before, and now it's becoming a nationwide problematical situation, right? And it comes right around the Roe v. Wade situation and so forth, right? Because is it because the Republicans want to stop abortions, or is it that the Democrats is pushing this agenda of saying, hey, okay, since you want this, then I'm gonna do this? I don't know. I'm not political, and I'm not trying to be political because I'm a Christian, but this is a sad situation for all mothers across the nation. It was a man that drove 1,000 miles just to go and get a can of milk for his baby, and this is something crazy. And you got to remember, there are some men that are single fathers, right? Because when you give birth, the mother may have died. So what is he supposed to do? Have the baby suck on his chest? So these are something that you got to think about. But we are living in the last days. We're living in some real strange time. Perilous time. We must really pay attention. But let's pray for these young mothers and middle-aged mothers and all mothers across the world that is faced with this situation. We just got to pray, because the Lord will make a way. What's meant for evil, the Lord turn around for good. These are our babies we're talking about. Let's do something.